Hey, what up anyone who's watching? This is View with Ice, the channel for anime and TV show related content, and this video is all about underrated and underappreciated anime. When thinking about a farming anime, fun and entertaining isn't exactly the first thing that would come to mind, but if you think that about the next anime, you would surely be wrong. Ginosaji or Silver Spoon follows Yugo Hachiken. After Hachiken failed to get into his planned school, he goes rogue and chooses to go to an agricultural school in the countryside. The reason for this is because he thought it would be easier, and also because he wanted to get away from his family and the pressure that comes with it, but he quickly finds out that farming school is far more difficult than he anticipated. Knowing nothing about agriculture, things start off somewhat slow, but as the story progresses, Hachiken starts getting used to his new environment and school, making friends and learning a lot of incredible things along the way. Silver Spoon is all around solid, but I think this anime is really great for someone who lives in the city and has never come to the countryside. It can really give you an entirely new perspective. The next one I will be talking about is a short one consisting only of 21 episodes with a runtime of 7 minutes, Tonari no Sekikun, the master of killing time. This anime is a fairly simple one, purely for comedy. It follows two classmates, Rumi Yokoi and Toshinari Seki. Seki is someone who can never concentrate in class and is always busy with something other than his schoolwork, entertaining himself in different ways and distracting his classmate Yokoi in the process. Tonari no Sekikun reminds me a lot of Mr. Bean, as Seki never speaks but somehow manages to still be highly entertaining. I can't think of anything bad to say about the anime. I just wish that there were a bit more episodes because I can never get enough of the master of killing time. Coming in next, we have an in-your-face style action show by the name of Darwins Game. The story here revolves around a young arms dealer, Coco Hekmater. Although she is in the very shady business of selling arms, her true goal in life is world peace. I can tell you now, Darwins Game is honestly nothing mind-blowing in terms of story, but it is a solid watch from start to finish. A very attractive anime for people who like action. If you like Black Lagoon, the possibility of you loving Darwins Game is very high. Coming in next is a show I recently discovered, and I also discovered it isn't as big as I thought it would be, and that is none other than Darwins Game. The show here looks at Kaname Sudo, a high school student who is pulled into a violent and unpredictable game after accepting an online invitation for an app called Darwins Game. Every participant of the game is given a special ability. These abilities are called sigils, and every player has a different power and they must use this to survive the game in a kill or be killed type of environment. Kaname was pulled into the game unwillingly without any knowledge of what it really is, and his end goal is to find a way out of the hell that is Darwins Game. I don't have a lot to say about Darwins Game, but one thing I can say, the female lead sometimes irritates me. She's a badass character but can be a little annoying at times, but that is about it. Great anime from beginning to the end. I just hope that there will be a second season one day. Coming up next is Run With The Wind, which is easily the most plain anime that will be in this video today, but something that I really enjoyed watching. Our story here follows Kakeru, a former elite runner in high school. One day as he is running away from shoplifting something, he is discovered by Haiji, a Kansei University student. Haiji persuades him to return what he stole and then invites him to come live at his dormitory. Kakeru agrees, and with this, Haiji's true intentions come to light. Haiji needed one more body to form a team to participate in the Hakuno Ikiden, one of the most prestigious university relay races in Japan. Run With The Wind is a more character-driven sports anime where they are building more on the characters than the actual sport itself. The plot of the show may sound boring on paper, but the execution of the story is definitely good enough to invest your time into 23 episodes. Black Lagoon is one of my favorite animes of all time, and anytime I can find a show that is somewhat similar to it, I almost instantly fall in love, and that is exactly what happened here with the next show. Gangsta is an action thriller that comes across as non-superpowered at first, but later on superpowered elements come into play. The story here follows Warwick and Nicholas, and they are the handymen, guys who take on jobs both from the police and the mobs. These jobs are normally jobs that are too much for other people to handle. Gangsta is an anime that could have gone past one season, but the studio that produced it went bankrupt after the ending of the anime. I would still encourage anyone to watch it because it is a great watch either way. Next up, we have a show that is very similar to daily lives of high school boys, but just a little bit more over the top and crazy, and that is of course Nichijou. Taking place in the town of Tokisidame, the story just navigates around the lives of multiple characters, just looking at their everyday adventures. Although the show doesn't have a standout main character, there is one character who has a prominent character arc, but I don't really care about that. I just love the random chaos that this anime provides. I think Nichijou is easily one of the funniest anime ever made, and it always surprises me that not a lot of people talk about it. If you have watched the daily lives of high school boys and thought it was a great anime, Nichijou should definitely be the next anime on your watch list. Next up, we have another anime that I consider to be on the plain side, but it surpassed my expectations by a mile. Who would have thought an anime about riding bicycles would be so incredible? Yawamusi Pedal follows a high school freshman, Sakamichi Onoda. Onoda is an otaku and somewhat of a loner whose first mission of high school was to join the anime club in hopes of making new friends, but unfortunately there wasn't an anime club anymore. And this leaves him back where he started until he is discovered by a cyclist. Sakamichi has been riding his bike for all of his life, but only as a means for transport. An entirely new world is suddenly open to him after he is convinced by his fellow freshmen to join the bicycle racing club at school. Yawamusi Pedal has all the qualities to be a mainstream sport anime, but I never see people talk so highly about it. The anime currently has 5 seasons and I am ashamed that I haven't caught up to it. It is actually disgusting how I never hear people talk about the next anime because I consider it one of my all-time favorites. Xholic or Xholic is a supernatural dark fantasy that follows Kimihiro Watanuki. Watanuki has the gift, or maybe I should say the curse, of being able to see the supernatural. Spirits and supernatural beings are also attracted to him, and this has plagued him for most of his life. His biggest wish is to be rid of this nuisance, and he gets the chance when he one day stumbles onto a wish granting shop and meets a woman named Yuko. Yuko is a witch who grants wishes and gives him the option of getting rid of his problem, and in turn, he must give her something of equal value. And with this, Watanuki becomes her housekeeper, but that isn't his only job because Yuko regularly sends him on supernatural and spiritual errands. This is also weirdly one of the funniest anime that I've ever watched, while at the same time also being very dark and mysterious. I can also say it is one of the best anime to watch in English dub. I would call our next anime the greatest underdog story that I've ever watched. Our main character here, Hyakimaru, was born without eyes, a nose, nerves, a spine, skin, and almost anything you could think of that an infant needs to survive. This was after his father, a lord, sacrificed him as a baby for a more prosperous land and dominance over his region. Hyakimaru was supposed to die at birth, but instead he survived as a lower life form until he was discovered by someone who builds prosthetic body parts. Now that he is older, his one mission is to get back his lost body parts. Each time that he kills a demon, he gets some part of his body back, and it was during one of these missions that he discovered Dororo, a young child who he saves and befriends and accompanies him on his pursuit of being whole. 2019 was a stacked year for anime. It included the likes of Dr. Stone, Vinland Saga, The Promised Neverland, the long-awaited second season of One Punch Man, Fire Force, Mob Psycho Season 2, My Hero Academia Season 4, and of course, the ultimately popular Demon Slayer. Dororo isn't an unknown anime by any means, but amongst the big names, I felt like it didn't get the level of attention that it deserved.